Hey everyone, my name is Nolan. Welcome back to another All the Mods 10 Minecraft episode. Off camera, I did a lot of base expansion just to make things look better. The first of which is down here in that, oh, a zombie broke my door. Yeah, in the, what is this called? I don't know, the controller room, I guess. I organized it and just made a little room for it so it looks better. So now when I want to expand it later on, it'll just be easier to do so. Also down here in the pressure mod, I forgot the name of it, pneumatic craft, I made this area bigger here just so I could expand it later on, because I think at some point I'm going to need to make some kind of like machine assembly line, so that'll be cool. I also figured out how this actually all works. So you don't want to connect all these up to the same pressure. You want each, I guess, mechanism, each object that requires pressure to have their own pressure source. So for example, this pressure chamber, it only takes 3 liquid compressors, maybe even less, to max out its pressure. However, this thing over here, the refinery controller, takes a lot to keep its temperature high. So if you guys are ever planning on setting up your own setup where you have extractors extracting lava into pressure tubes, make sure they each have their own pressure system, because if you combine them, it'll just cost way more. So yeah, there we go. That's all set up. Oh, these Endermen keep placing grass blocks everywhere. At some point, by the way, I am going to want to get off the wood and cobblestone setup, but for now, this is what I have. I also made an outside staircase to get into the house, and then another staircase that goes down for if I wanted to expand below my base for some reason. I also upgraded my reactor to spirited. I, again, multiplied my energy efficiency by 10. I went from 10 million to 100 million. And it's very good. The reason why I did that is because I expanded my inferium farm, so it's now like ridiculously efficient. This thing just gets so many resources, and I'll show you in a second. They now all have completely active growth accelerators. So down here on this floor, gold, fluix, lapis, and I think there's something else. Lapis, obsidian, and solium and osmium. And then over here on this side, we have uraninite for the reactor, diamond, of course we need diamonds. We have ice for dry ice, niotic crystals for power mod, and then emeralds. And then I also started going up on this floor here, and I just have more fluix. So this one's going to be fluix dust, whereas the other one is fluix crystals. And then I also made another inferium area, because this thing just generates so much inferium. This one is ridiculously efficient. Instead of doing this pattern, I went with a checkered pattern, and it's just so fast. I think it's probably faster than this one, but I mean, you can see I'm just spitting out so much supremium, and I know that that's just one supremium, but I mean, it's one supremium every few seconds, I imagine, maybe. I don't know. Let me actually check this crafter. How fast is this thing working? Okay. Not as fast as I thought, but still fast. Fast enough. Now, because this thing is so fast, I actually had to change my piping system. If you guys remember in the last episode, I was struggling with controlling how these pipes work, and basically I figured it out. In this mod, there are these things called extractors and attractors to control if it's an output or an input. And you can also upgrade them to be faster and carry more items at a time. This isn't even carrying the max items at a time for some reason. Okay, but it's still not filled up, so we're good. But yeah, so this thing allows you to control where all the outputs and inputs go. So I cleaned up my auto crafting side. So now each floor has their own auto crafter, and it looks like this. So the power goes into the side. There is a hopper over here to get rid of the fertilizer essence. And then it goes into the crafter, and then it gets pulled out and then into a global item pipe chain. And they no longer go in to the hoppers anymore because it's an output instead of an input. So there is only one input in this whole system, and it is that crate that was there originally. And it just looks so satisfying to see. I mean, yeah, I could go with different item pipes, but we haven't explored the Mekanism mod, which is what I plan to do in this episode. But as you guys can see, I mean, this thing is just so fast. So at the start of this episode, I had 13,000 glowstone in my storage. Let's see if we're up to 14 or 15 now. Okay, no, we aren't yet. We are almost there. Oh my gosh, 20 more, and we will be there. But as you can see, we're getting thousands of resources. Like, it's ridiculously fast. I don't even need to power it. Okay, that's done. Now, I wanted to jump into a quick time-lapse before I start the Mekanism mod of me doing the base expansion. I just decided to video it because it might look cool in a time-lapse. So let's jump into that time-lapse right now, and then we'll come back and do Mekanism. All right, welcome back. So also, I forgot I set up this reaction chamber just so I could craft stuff off camera. It's nothing really too special. It just uses power and water. In the applied energetics mod, there are also these stock export, which basically export items from your storage and keep it stocked with the amount you want. So for example, this reactor, okay, well, I haven't quite used all the resources up yet, but this reactor has a stock export to always keep 32 of everything in there. So yes, very good. All right, let's start the mechanism mod. And the reason why I want to do this is because I want to create windmills because they seem to be pretty good power generators. And the hope is that I can make enough to automatically power my farms without needing my reactor. But I don't know if that's going to happen. We already made the heat generator. So the next step is to make a metallurgic, yeah, I don't even know how you say that, infuser. And I have no idea what this thing does. Oh, it's used to infuse various materials into metals. All right, cool. Well, let's make this thing. I should have everything I need. All right, we need 2 furnaces. We need redstone, I think there. We need some osmium in the middle and then some redstone on the side. There we go. And then from there, I'm able to do... Can I just hop straight into the wind generator? No, because I need all these alloys. So how do I start making these alloys? Yeah, I need to like start making the chemical tanks and stuff. I don't even know how you get these. Well, let's just make a chemical tank here and experiment with it. Okay, so if I put this down, it's empty. Okay, I can't access it. Can I like somehow put redstone in here? I have no idea. We need to figure out how this works. Okay, and it looks like I am actually gonna have to power this thing, so let me grab some cables really quick. Okay, it takes a material left slot, middle left slot, with an infuser far left slot. Okay. Oh, wait, no, it does. No, you need the chemical tank. So how do I get, like, the redstone inside of it? If I click dump, it just goes away. I have no idea how to actually put it into the chemical tank. I have no idea. Okay, I'm going to try something. I think maybe you can just put redstone in here, and that acts as a chemical tank. Yes, it looks like that's true. Yeah, okay, I got an infused alloy. So for some reason, if you go to the recipe, it says you need a chemical tank, but you don't. You just need the redstone on the side. I have no idea how this works. Like, okay, that's very unclear, but there you go. So to make a windmill, I need the infused alloy, which I have, and I need a basic control unit, which is redstone and osmium. Okay, and then I can make an advanced control unit, which I really don't need to make. I could just like make a ton of windmills. However, I want to see if I can make this faster. Yes, you can. With 2 control units, I can make this faster. And then I can upgrade it really fast. Oh, you can do multiple at the same time? Okay, to upgrade it again, I'm going to need the control unit, advanced control units, which are made like that. And then I think I can just upgrade this because I have 4 infused alloy. Okay, how do I upgrade this again? Reinforced alloy. Okay, which is diamond. All right, we're getting to the diamond level now. While I'm here, can I make speed upgrades? Osmium dust. Needs a crusher. Okay, so we might have to start going down this quest line here. But, I mean, I might as well just make this as fast as I can. For now, I'm just going to make a ton of these alloys, I guess. You know what, though? While this is going in the background, I can actually continue on this quest line and make the enrichment chamber. For that, I need a steel casing, and then these control units, and then iron and redstone. Can I upgrade this? I can. All right, very easily, too. Okay, now I should be able to use this to get dust to make the speed upgrade. No, I can't. Okay. Apparently, it has to be the raw ore. Okay. Luckily, I have that. Okay, I need to make structural glass, which means I need more steel. Is there an easy way to get steel besides just smelting it? Okay, I did actually find a way I can get this. Just using crafting recipes, I can do this. Okay, please work. Please work. Make 64. Dang it, it needs that hammer specifically. There's got to be a way to change that. Okay, substitutions enabled. Yes, it worked. Okay, cool. So I think the strat for maybe Mekanism is to have a different infuser for all the different materials you need. Like, so that way you don't have to keep replacing them. You can just fill them up all the time. I might have to set up a different room for Mekanism. Okay, cool. We can automatically get steel dust. That's awesome. So now I can get steel ingots. Honestly, I think what I might do is off camera, build a quick room for Mekanism down there. That way I can like just automatically do everything. Like have like the stock exports constantly stock these. And so I'll just make a lot of these infusion factories so I can automatically do this. And then since you can make these require redstone, I can just flip a switch and turn them on and off. Easy. All right, guys, don't mind the nose burn. I got a little sunburnt, but I did make an area for my mechanism items down here. Basically, I found out if you enrich redstone and diamonds, enriched versions are more efficient than the regular ones. So I have some stock export buses that export into my infusion factories here, because I think diamond and redstone are going to be the main ones we use. However, I did make a compressing factory. I made 2 of them, so that way we can get some refined obsidian and glowstone coming up next. I think the next step is I wanted to start automating some of this stuff, like steel. So like I can craft steel dust and then smelt it. However, I think I just wanted to make some steel seeds. So basically right now I was going to get some more seeds for my farm. So I started making more diamond seeds because I realized I have a lot of diamonds, but not nearly enough. So I was like, just make some more diamonds. We'll make some steel seeds. And then also I'll probably make some refined obsidian and refined glowstone seeds. And we'll just get those automatically. And that shouldn't be too difficult. You basically just throw obsidian into these compression factories. At least I think that's what you do. Let's find out. Obsidian dust. And obsidian dust comes from a crusher. Oh, metallurgic infuser. Oh, wait, what? Is that refined obsidian dust? It is. Okay. So I actually need to make some crushers up next. That is the next task. Luckily, we have a ton of obsidian from our inferium farm. But before I start on that, I figured let's do something interesting and make some upgrades. So as you can see, my sword here is pretty dang good. Sharpness 9 is actually the max we can get from just enchanting. I mean, there was that sharpness 10 wandering trader that was selling us stuff. But for now, this sword is not the best it can be. But for now, it's going to be what I'm going to use. Until we beat the Ender Dragon and Warden, I'm not going to try to get a better one. So if you guys don't know, using the Mystical Agriculture mod, you can actually upgrade all your diamond gear. Protection 7 is also, and Protection 6. That'll be good enough for now. This armor, it'll be upgraded, but yeah. But basically, if I start upgrading this gear, I could put some, like, I don't know what they're called, like augments. I think they're called augments on them. And then I can use those augments to, like, fly. So we're getting creative flight this episode. I think you guys have probably seen me upgrade this equipment on camera before. You basically just need to use the essences to make gems and bars, and then you do something like that. And you do that for all the tools. And remember, the thing about these essences is it takes 4 to upgrade each essence. So inferium is the base. If I wanted to get prudentium, I need 4 inferium for 1 prudentium. And then I needed 4 prudentium for the next one, and then 4 of those for the next one. So that's why in my storage system here, all of my inferium actually turns into supremium. And then from there, I can downcraft if I ever need more resources. Because as you can see, I mean, we have 600 supremium. That's a lot of inferium. By the way, if I haven't said it already, merch store down in the description if you guys want to, support the channel while looking awesome, I guess. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, here's an example. We'll upgrade it to prudentium. We'll instantly upgrade it to tertium. Is that what it is? Tertium. I think that's what it is. And then imperium, there is that. And then supremium is the next tier, but it's not the final tier. I believe the final tier is actually awakened supremium, and we could probably start to get that stuff now, but I'm going to wait a little bit just because we don't need it yet. It doesn't really offer any advantage over supremium other than more damage and defense, but since we're not going to be maxed for either anyways, but oh my gosh, I think I went from like 10.5 attack damage to 28.5 attack damage, so quite the upgrade. And so now I just have to do what I just did all there. Oh wait, am I out of prosperity? I gotta go mining for prosperity. All right, so off camera, I'll make my supremium armor, and I'll also upgrade my farms and get some prosperity. Let's go do that. All right, guys, I'm back. I upgraded my inferior farm, and just in case you guys don't know what that means when I say upgraded, it just means I added more seeds to get more resources. So I basically doubled down on iron and diamonds. So now we are getting more of that. I forgot I could just access it from here. So what am I at now? Okay, it's not going. Did I actually wait? Maybe I never planted my iron seeds. Now I'm tripping. I didn't. They're still in here. Why did I? Okay, I'll come back to that at some point. For now, before I I also upgraded my armor to supremium, so that's pretty cool. So that means we can now throw a flight augment on our supremium chestplate. But before I do that, I just kind of wanted to continue on in the Mekanism questline, because that's kind of what I want to do now for my episodes, is kind of just start focusing on one questline and getting it out of the way. So the next thing I wanted to do is I made the compressors, right? I just never got the quest line done. Luckily, I think I can just auto craft this. All right, that quest line is done. Refined obsidian and refined glowstone are pretty important, so yeah, that's just something I kind of wanted to do on camera. So we need to get refined obsidian dust, which means we need obsidian dust, which means we need a crusher. Okay, I think I remember already going through this. Looks like in order to get the crusher, we have to go through a couple more quest lines here. Electrolytic separator, is that what it's called? So we need to make this, which isn't too difficult to make. I think I have all of this. I don't, but I can make all of it. And just for the record, for my seed farms, I added steel seeds, a very small amount of steel seeds, just because steel is pretty important for this mod and a lot of other mods. So I figured I should probably start getting steel sooner rather than later, because I mean, as you guys can see, the longer I just kind of sit here on the world and play, the more my resources go up. And I also made the reaction chamber. I made 2 reaction chambers, one for turning dust and other crystals into Certus quartz crystals, and one for turning dust and crystals into charged. So basically we can get those really easy now. Okay, yeah, we made this electrolytic separator. Okay, let's claim our rewards here. It looks like we need a sink as well, which means I need 5 blocks of clay. I also skipped some steps in the Mekanism mod. Actually, no, I didn't skip any steps. I just went down here to make some energized smelters, which basically just means instead of using coal now, I can use energy and have speed upgrades to make smelting way faster. Okay, now I think a sink was this recipe. Yes, okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to try to figure out here how I want my inputs to work. Let's see here if that pumps in anything. No. Ah, I figured it out. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to get a configurator, and you have to shift right click to make this push and shift right click to make this pull. And then that's how that works. Okay, so it looks like the water is being split into hydrogen and oxygen. We can also then make a purification chamber, which I believe is just meant to double my ingot output, but I really don't think I'm gonna need this, just because. Hello. where did I trade offer? Trade offer. I receive. You receive. A cannon. I want a freaking cannon. And I want a cannonball. Okay. A blue bomb. Yo, that sounds sick. How do I get a bomb? What does a blue bomb do? What? I want that. I want it. Let's make it. Give me your bombs. I want all the bombs. Heck yeah. I want a cannon. Give me a freaking cannon, and then give me the cannonballs. I'm shooting a cannon. Let's go. Do I need gunpowder? It looks like I might need gunpowder in here. Maneuver. Oh, this is sick. Press left shift to dismount, left button to fire. Okay, let me put gunpowder in there. Okay, and let's freaking shoot. I want to shoot this candle. Is that an Enderman? Die, Enderman. Die. Man, that was lame as heck. Okay, I just crafted this purification chamber, and now we can craft the crusher. Can I upgrade this? Oh. Infinity sand cell. What? You could get, what? Oh, heck no. Wait, what? That's sick. Okay, that's something I need to start working on. That is definitely a bit down the road for us, but still possible. But yeah, we can upgrade this, so I'm gonna upgrade it. Okay, I'm gonna throw some speed upgrades and energy upgrades into my crusher, and then I should just be able to throw these stacks in here and just start making a whoa, it gives, oh, I gotta make an output thing here, because I think 1 gives 4, so that's gonna stop. Okay, cool. Okay, so I can throw an import-export bus here, make the back input and output, top will be energy, and then looks like this is actually exporting. However, I need to make this export bus faster. Okay, now it is exporting really fast. It's cool. Okay, so now I have to put the obsidian dust into the infuser. What the heck? No, go away. Where are you guys coming from? Where are you guys coming from? Oh, there's a necromancer down there. Okay, alt, teleport. Where'd you go? Where did he go? Die. Thank you. Now, the problem is this thing uses a lot of diamonds. And I don't like that. I don't have a lot of enriched diamonds, right? No, I don't. It uses a lot. I'm gonna have to get more. Okay, we got our refined obsidian dust. So now I think I could just throw this in here, right? Oh, not enough energy? Got some energy upgrades here. Oh, this thing chews through osmium, bro. Look at how much osmium I'm using to make this. This is crazy. This thing is chewing through osmium, bro. Okay, cool. We now have refined obsidian. Import-export bus upgrade. What does that mean? It doesn't say. Extended version. Advanced pattern provider upgrade. Pattern access terminal upgrade. I don't really know what any of that means, but we have a lot of refined obsidian now. And actually, I should be able to make some seeds to get it automatically. Refined obsidian seeds are tier 4. And yeah, it just requires a block. So I'll need 432 bars to make 12 seeds. So I got a little bit more to make. There we go. Now I have enough. So yeah, I'll make those seeds off camera. Our setup so far. To double our ingot output, your setup should look something like this. Raw ore goes into purification chamber, which converts the ore to dirty dust, which are fed into enrichment chambers, which then go into the smelter. So low-key, we could probably stop there for this quest line, just because we really don't need to be duplicating all those when I can just upgrade my inferior farms and get them automatically, which is kind of what I plan on doing anyways. Anyways, let's get some creative flight. So we need the flight augment here, which requires 4 nether stars, and I have exactly enough wither skulls. I could make more, but that's just kind of awesome. But we'll need to go to the nether and get some soul sand. I also have, I did put that mystical enlightenment enchantment on my sword, which allows the wither to drop specific drops. However, in order to do that, I had to disenchant all of the enchantments off my sword using this disenchantment table over here, put them on a book, and then combine the mystical enlightenment book with my enchantment book. And then from there, I was able to put that book back on my sword and get that enchantment. I don't know how else to do it. I tried making another sword to combine. That didn't work. Let me turn on my night vision here in the nether. Ow. Okay. All right. You guys are going to get annoying really fast here, especially when I'm going to try to fight the wither. See if I can kill these guys. Also, at some point, I lost my umbrella. I don't have my umbrella anymore. So getting a flight augment is going to be extremely helpful, because now I can only like go as high as my double jumps allow me. So like killing gas is kind of difficult. All right, let's start doing this. I don't think I'm going to be able to one-shot a wither, but it should be pretty close. Oh, I got it to half in 1 hit. Okay, that's really good. And I killed it in another 3. Nice. So yeah, this is the stuff I need down the road for enchantments. Virulent resistance. Strength 4. Lifesteal 4. Okay. Oh, are you cold? You poor little thing. Die. Die. Reliquary pacification. I don't even know what that is. Unstable intangibility. Prevents damage for a full second every 5 seconds. Wow. That seems kind of good. I didn't know that this wither drops so many of these scrolls. That's kind of good. Okay, we got our nether stars. Now I need an unattuned augment, which is pretty easy to make. It's just that right there. And then I need 4 supremium, which I have plenty of supremium. And then instead of seeds, I throw the augment in the middle, throw the things on the pedestals. That was so specific. And then the nether stars on the corners, and then we should get our flight augment. Now, while that goes, I need to look at another recipe here. Okay, yeah, we got the augment, and then what I also need is the tinkering table. Okay, I should be able to make that. Yes, I have plenty of solium from my inferium farm, and then plenty of stone as well. Okay, so now the next step is really easy. I basically just do this, and then that applies by me taking it out. There we go. Now, creative flight. Let's go. I don't need this cloud in a bottle anymore. In fact, it'd actually probably get really annoying to have with my flight. Now I can do what I've wanted to do for so long and take a look at my base from outside. Heck yeah. It looks really good. This side also looks pretty dang cool. It's very simple, but whatever. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, guys, so just in case I didn't say it, I record these episodes over multiple days, so sometimes I forget. We are now going to finish this episode by making some windmills. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and basically off camera, just made some automatic crafting recipes. So now I can just request windmills. So let's just make 20. Let's make 20 windmills. And we'll see how much these make. I don't actually know if it tells me. It tells me it stores 80,000, but it doesn't tell me like the FE per tick, and I think that's just because it's different depending on the elevation. So yeah, as you can see, it just automatically crafts these for me. Now it's pretty nice because I threw all the materials in there we need. Also, I got some netherite ore-site potions, and that's just because I want to set up some netherite seeds so I can start building netherite as soon as possible. But yeah, I think the idea of this is just to kind of like throw some windmills on top of my base here, and it'll kind of look a little bit natural where they aren't exactly like uniform with each other. They're just kind of spread out throughout nature. Should look good. But then the idea is this will kind of generate a lot of automatic power for me instead of using resources, even though I really don't need it. Is that ugly? I feel like that looks kind of ugly. Guys, I don't know if I like the look of it. I thought it would be cool. That was not even moving. I think it's because I put it under a tree. Guys, the whole reason I did the Mekanism mod was to make these windmills, and I don't even like the look of them. I thought it would be cool, but I don't like it. That's okay though. I mean, whatever. I generate all the resources I need for my reactor automatically, so this thing actually powers itself anyways. So it's really not a big deal, but that's kind of disappointing. I was also kind of worried about blue ice, because you need blue ice in order to make dry ice, but we're getting plenty of blue ice, so I can just make some more dry ice. Well, that's pretty much all I wanted to do for this episode. I don't want to keep going because it will get super long. In the next episode, I want to continue on in the applied energetics mod because there are some upgrades we can make to all of this stuff, and it is Entro. So if I start getting this Entro stuff, I can of course make Entro seeds, which are tier 6, so that's even farther than I've been. But Entro infused ingots allow us to make upgrades for a lot of stuff. So we can make a crystal assembler, and we can make extended machine frames, which allow us to like upgrade like these pattern things. So right now, this takes up a lot of space and what is it? Outlets or channels. It takes up a lot of channels. Whereas if we just make an extended one, we can save a lot of space. So I want to start getting Entro equipment, but that shouldn't take up a lot of the episode. So we'll figure out something else to do. There's a lot to do. We'll probably kill the Ender Dragon, except that can probably be its own episode. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all in the next Minecraft episode. Bye bye.